The clock hits 89 minutes in a knockout match. A striker breaks into the penalty box. Two pairs of boots are tangling at high speed, and a player hits the grass. The referee waves play on. Inside the stadium, 85,000 fans erupt in immediate, visceral rage. From the stands, the assumption is automatic. The official who missed that call must be incompetent, heavily biased, or intentionally ignoring the rules of the game. That anger relies on a widely held assumption about modern sports. Fans believe the video assistant referee, or VAR, operates as a flawless robotic safety net that mathematically calculates the absolute truth of a play. Behind those screens sits a single isolated official, sealed away in a sterile booth under the stadium to make a subjective judgment while completely disconnected from the crowd's energy. If we track exactly what happens to this isolated official in the 120 seconds following a controversial whistle, we can see the sheer mechanical pressure placed on a single human being. The timeline starts at T-0. Contact happens on the pitch, but the live game is still moving at full sprint. The VAR team instantly begins reviewing angles. Here is where the first strict limit applies. The officials in the booth do not possess the power to directly overrule a call. Their jurisdiction is entirely restricted to recommending that the on-field referee take a second look. Then comes the crackle in the earpiece. The on-field referee hears the booth tell them to halt the entire match. They blow the whistle, draw a rectangle in the air, and everything stops. That single audio cue halts a global broadcast and shifts the entire burden of proof, making one person responsible for either upholding or erasing the play that just occurred. The referee then begins the physical jog from the center of the pitch over to the sideline monitor. Look at the sweeping architecture of these stadiums. The official has to walk past tens of thousands of screaming spectators, entirely exposed, just to peer into a tiny 20-inch screen shielded by a plastic hood. The sensory environment shifts. Depending on the home crowd, the arena either drops into a heavy, agonizing silence, or it erupts into a deafening wall of synchronized boos. Every step is broadcast to tens of millions of viewers. The cameras zoom in tight. Every nervous blink, heavy breath, or rigid facial expression is captured and scrutinized live. This 30-second walk strips the referee of their on-field authority. They are transformed into an exposed target before they even see a single frame of the replay. The referee arrives at the screen. The broadcast feed cuts directly to the booth's output, and the high-speed review begins. Take a highly debated penalty call from a recent European tournament. In real time, the referee saw a clean tackle where the defender won the ball, but the replay shows the defender's trailing leg catching the striker's ankle a fraction of a second later. VAR isn't designed to re-referee the match or find the perfect call. Overturning the initial decision requires a massive amount of visual evidence to prove the field official was undeniably wrong. But here is the inherent flaw in the video review process. Moving from real-time to slow motion distorts physical reality. Slowing down the footage stretches the duration of contact, making completely incidental collisions look malicious and calculated. Because of that distortion, the footage supports two different conclusions. You can argue path A, a penalty, because there is clear, late contact on the ankle. You can also argue path B, no foul, because the defender touched the ball first, and the trailing contact was unavoidable momentum. The sideline monitor does not provide an objective truth. It takes a messy, real-time collision and magnifies the subjectivity of the choice, while the referee watches their time run out. The final seconds tick down. The referee steps away from the monitor, signals the screen outline, and issues the irreversible judgment. They show the red card. The public backlash from the losing side is immediate and furious. The team manager, standing rigid on the sideline, publicly rips into the official's competence in the post-match press conference, backed by millions of angry fans. A 4-second choice at the monitor carries permanent career implications. A single subjective disagreement, played out on a global stage, defines an official's professional legacy and dictates which tournaments they are trusted to referee in the future. Football introduced advanced video replay to eliminate human error. Instead of solving the problem, the technology succeeded only in isolating the humans making the decisions, arming critics with slow-motion footage to tear those choices apart. Until fans accept the inescapable subjectivity of officiating a live, physical sport, the person trapped behind that tiny screen will always hold the loneliest job in football.